how compatible they are. Well, I have for this morning as my guest Miss Zaranale, and she is actually the project officer and FGM Goodwill Ambassador here in the Netherlands. I'd like to say welcome, Ms. Zara.
Thank you.
Can you speak to the microphone so we can hear you?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I have next to Zara Pastor Franklin Oliveira from the Evangelist Brothers Cup Camente, Amsterdam Southeast. Please say hello to our listeners.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
Yes. And then next to him I have an imam. So we have a good mix of personalities here. I have an imam here, another religious leader, Imam Rian Dil Rosen. I've forgotten your organization, so you can please tell our listeners the name.
Good morning, people. I'm Imam Ryan, and I'm from Islamic Anjuman Amsterdam in Amsterdam Zuidoost.
Islamic Anjuman.
Anjuman, yes.
Okay. Thank you. And then we have here with us Mr. Samuel Walumbiga. He is the leader of the Sympathy religion or something like that. Tell us the full name. How do we refer to that? Sympathy?
Yeah, I'm preacher for Sympathy religion,
Okay.
which is not Christianity or Islam.
Okay.
Yeah, it's new and new values.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm the preacher.
You are the preacher?
Yes.
Okay. Now the reason why we have this team here is that this was a team we had last year, I believe, and so we want to take the issue to the next level to kind of finish our discussion. So one more time, you are warmly welcome, and we encourage you to give us a call as we proceed on 020-737-1619. Welcome once again. Okay, so in our broadcast today, our goal will be to generate recommendations for improving the gender balance in society, especially in religious organizations. And this will be via our religious leaders here. And this is a follow-up for an earlier broadcast. Like I said, gender inequality is still an issue among some of our people groups. So that said, some organizations are making efforts to address the issue because of the implications for or in different areas of life, especially in our sexual health. So once more, our aim here is to seek recommendations towards improving gender inequality in the work that we're doing and with the people that we're dealing with. So on this note, I would like to kick off by, let me quickly give a summary of what we did last time, my refresh your mind. There were two main conclusions that we drew in last year's program. The first one is on equality of men and women in Christian and the Muslim religion. We said that both groups of religious leaders asserted that all the women are regarded as equal to men in their faith and beliefs. They in practice are not so treated as equals. In the Catholic Church, things are changing in favor of women, and that is quite slowly. For instance, women are now being ordained as Eucharistic ministers to serve during Mass on the altar. Now, with the Islamic religion as well, the practice is different from the teaching on this matter, because gender bias is actually coming from the cultural settings of the people and not from the faith. For instance, in Saudi Arabia, women are forbidden to drive cars, and that is not religious, but a cultural restriction. Secondly, we also said on serving in religious roles, the panel observed that indeed women were not allowed to officially perform public religious duties. In Islam, for example, there are many highly educated women in religious matters, but they are not clerics. There appears to be a power play issue which limits the women from becoming equal or more powerful than men as religious leaders. Okay, so with that out of the way, I want to now throw the first question to Ms. Zara. Nazara, as a Muslim lady, in which way have you noticed gender inequality against yourself in your faith and also in your daily professional life?
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think I'm originally from Somalia and Muslims, especially Sunnite Muslim, what do you call it?
Sunni?
Yeah, Sunnite Muslim. You know, Shia and Muslim.
Yeah,
anyway,
so you are a
Muslim
Sunni Muslim?
is Muslim, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm grown up also in a Muslim way because almost Somalia, they are 100% they are Muslims.
Yeah.
But you know, the way you said that Saudi Arabia, women are not allowed to drive a car.
Yeah.
While in Somalia, the women are allowed to drive a car. But coming back to your question...
So clearly that's it's a cultural thing, not a religious thing?
Yeah, you know,
Okay.
the people sometimes they mix about the culture and the religion.
Yeah.
You know, the way I grown up is, you know, that the boys and the girls, the way of the upbringing is always different. I have said before.
Yeah.
You know, the woman that we have to go to the school,
Yeah.
with, like our brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the way, you know, my mother also grown up, you know, I have to be, you know, a woman. I have to be, you know, the way, yeah, it is different from my father, from my brother, I mean, yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, I feel also, you know, our culture is a gender inequality, you know, because, you know, we graduated in the same university, sometimes you see, and the man, he got it maybe high position, and for me, you know, it is a different. In addition to that, you know, we have a traditional leaders, and the traditional leaders, especially now in Somalia, they are electing the people who will be in the parliamentarian.
Yeah.
So their priority they give for the man instead of the woman.
Mm-hmm.
So the gender inequality, I think it's a more cultural cases, and the gender as a general, it is constructed by the community, by the, you know, it is something, it comes from the social. So it is, maybe the other colleagues, they will see something about the religion, but, you know, I see it as a cultural constructed, and it is still existed.
Okay, that's well said, but I want you to tell us from your experience, and that's the question really you need to answer. You did very well, but tell us, in which ways have you experienced gender inequality? Because make it personal so we can know how real it is, because you've spoken about it generally now.
Yeah,
but have you, have you experienced gender inequality?
Yeah, the gender inequality, it started within the family, I say to you.
Yeah, it started from the family.
From the children, from the beginning, you know. We were, for example, my family, we were 4 boys and 3 girls.
4 boys, 3 girls.
Yes. And then, you know, my mother, she said to me, yeah, come and help for me in the cooking. I have to help her. While my
brother goes to school.
Not only to the school, he's going to football. That's why, you know, you can see gender division of labor is already started within the family. That's why the way we grown up. That started from that. That's for me. I have seen my own brothers. He has a more, you know, power than me. That's the way they grow. That, you know, my father and my mother, they were the one who was, you know, responsible in that.
You see.
It started from the family, within the family.
Okay, so now in your professional life, have you experienced anything like that?
Yeah, my professional life, of course, yes. You know, when I said even, you know, when you see, you know, about the what they call it, the committee of the Bistur, always they are a man-dominated society. You shouldn't forget we are patriarchal society. You see when about, you know, we are organizations. Under the organization, they always give the priority about the man. We are always, for example, as a committee, 5 men and 2 women. You can see in the beginning that is inequality.
It is, absolutely.
It's true.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Wow.
You've done well. Okay, now, which areas have you noticed there is still gender inequality being practiced in your system against women? And now this question goes to Mr. Ryan, and then the other two gentlemen will take it up. When I talk about your system, the organization or the groups that you are a part of or you are leading, where have you noticed that there is still some sort of gender inequality being practiced against women? You know?
Okay, even for me, I'm a Sunni Muslim, and I'm really busy with the Suriname community, and from the Suriname community, especially the people coming from India.
Yeah.
And even there, even today, you see that they mix culture and religion. That's the same thing that my sister said here.
Yeah.
Boys can do everything. Girls just stay in house, clean up, wash up, and don't go out. And that is something that even in my preaches I preach about, that the prophet, he did everything in his house. He cleaned up. He washes his clothes. He even cooked for himself or for his wife. I also, for example,
really, he cooked for his wife?
Yeah.
You have proof of that?
Yeah. And that's why I say, if you
Really?
look at religion and you look at the culture, it is nothing. It cannot be compared, because religion is saying something else. But they say, yeah, but the culture, we have to. It's a part of us, and you have to. If you don't do it, then you're not an Hindustan anymore. So no. That we say in Islam, the Prophet is the best guide that you have. God has said that. Do what he has said. Do what he has done. Even for me, in the mosque, I always take myself as example. I cook, I wash clothes, I clean my house. If it is up to me, my wife will not do that much. If it's up to me, she can sit down, but she wants to help.
Okay.
So, but that is what we have to work about in the community, also where I'm busy. And that's we still have a long way to go. But the girls now, they are coming up for themselves. Yeah. Even when I give a lecture, if I give a lecture, when I start, I will say I will put this day in two, one for me and one for the woman. Please come up and tell something about your faith. And they do it. So.
Okay, now thank you for answering the question, but I really wanted some more pointed response. Which areas you mentioned about the Hindustani community?
Yeah.
Now, can you say more clearly which areas have you noticed the gender inequality as you go about your job, your preaching and what have you?
Then it is education. Okay, they get the same education, but it's better for the girl to not, if she's going to work, not too late, and somebody has to get her, and it is always from the same things. The boy can do more than the girl. That's always there, and even in the house. You have a son. And go outside. Yeah. Girl, stay and wash up and do the dishes. And no, you cannot do that. Babysitter, yeah, those things.
It is funny, but I know that the mothers who raise up these girls, they have the idea that they are preparing them to be good wives, or not? You see, and they think that the girl has need for that sort of training.
Yeah. But to be honest, if you look at the people now, it's not mostly the mothers that are doing it, or the grandmothers. They are pushing their mothers. Let her do this. Let her do that. And sometimes the mother say, "Oh my God, my mother's going crazy again." Okay, you do it. And it's up to the daddies to say no. Just say no and let the girl do her own thing.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Mrs. Ball, I knew you were there.
Thank you, visitors. I like this.
You like this topic, eh?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because when a guy say things like that, they don't mind. But if a woman say things like that, they call you, you are, how do you say it? You're bent upstander.
Okay.
I don't know it
In English.
in English.
Yeah.
Rebellious.
Rebellious.
You are rebel. Eh? So I thank everyone there. I can put something of myself also.
Yes, tell us.
It's not only the Hindustani community. I think all communities would do that to the girls
Yes.
and the woman. Because when I was growing up, my brothers can do what they want. They can come late at home. But if the girl get somewhere, when it becomes late,
Yes.
then they send another brother or a sister to come and
To fetch her.
to console you. So they must spy and come at home and tell what they see or what they heard.
Oh, okay.
So it was not okay. It was not okay, but they're doing it, and I think they're still doing it. The girl, they put them aside. Always they say what the man want the woman or the girl to do, what the man want them to do. It's not only the grandmothers who are doing that. The grandmothers are supporting by the grandfathers. So both of them are doing it with the girls. Still today they are doing it. A man can have 4 or 5 women even if he's not married with them. It's okay. But if a woman has one man and sometimes one man besides,
Okay.
it's not okay.
So 1.5 then.
Then they say you are a hoe.
Whoa.
You are a hoe.
Yeah.
And the man is okay because he's going to give you babies and he's going to give you money to make the baby become a grown-up. But it's not always like that. Because they are leaving the home, they are leaving the woman with the children.
Okay.
So that some children have problem with that. They become traumatic because of the thing what happened in the house with the mother, with the family or with the fathers, the nephews, the uncles. They all have a part in this.
Okay.
Because they don't help the woman.
I'd like to ask.
My reaction on this.
Thank you.
I'm a little bit,
I would like to ask you a question, Miss Yvonne. Now, looking back, did you think you missed too much or you missed a lot with that sort of upbringing when you compare yourself to maybe your brothers?
I miss a lot because everything you want to do, you have to ask. And you must, you are thinking, am I doing it right? And must I please the guy more? Because if you please him more, then in the family you are okay. If you stay with one man, even when he's beating you and raping and things like that, you have to stay with one man. Then you are okay as a woman. Then you are okay. Even if you married him or not married him, if you want to want one child, they become angry at that. Why are you making one child? Let's make more babies and things like that. They don't respect you. If you want to change things in your family, they don't respect that. They want you to do, women have to bear children. More is better. That's why women are doing something like that, because they want to be appreciated by the man who are giving her the babies. And that's a good thing.
So she said, baby factory.
Okay, so I'm hearing that they take the women as baby factories.
Yes, they think that we are fuckers. They only call it fucking babies. Always making babies for them without they how do you call that? Because without they taking their I don't know if it's
responsibility.
They have to take their responsibility always. Still the child is 21. But most of the time they are disappearing before that age.
Yes.
I want to thank you there. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Keep listening. Okay,
Yes,
bye-bye. Okay, that was nice. Pastor Franklin, you want to add to the discussion by telling us what which areas you have noticed that there is a gender inequality from your community, what you have really noticed on a practical level?
I think in my community, people are equal and they try to be equal also.
Yeah.
I know there are exceptions in relationship that they say they are equal, but the man
So more powerful.
yes, in practical he says what has to be done.
Yeah.
But in our community, if I look at the leadership, a chairman has been a wife for several years, and in the board of our community we have woman and man. Yes.
But are they equal numbers of men and women?
Nowadays, in this board that we have 5 women and 3 men.
Oh, that's good.
And the woman is penningmeester and secretaris.
Okay, that's what we normally give to them. And who is the voorzitter?
The voorzitter is a man. But earlier it was a woman who was the
Voorzitter, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so are you saying sincerely that you don't notice any gender inequalities in your organization?
No.
You think you are gender balanced now?
Yes, there is a balance.
Oh,
yes.
that's interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so Pastor Friendly is from the Christian background, EBK Church. Okay, Mr. Walabiga, what about your community? Have you noticed any gender imbalance among your people? Do you think something can change or be better?
Yes. When I came here, I listened sister from Somalia and from Suriname talking about their Muslim views.
Yeah.
And I listened everything. That we should not confuse what we are talking and gender. They are to focus on natural role of a woman and different natural role of a woman and man.
Yeah.
These have nothing to do with gender. According to our religion of sympathy, gender is something else. This natural role of women, different natural role of man and woman, is there.
Yes.
From beginning to the end.
We can't change it.
We can't change it. It's have nothing to do with gender we are talking about.
Yes.
So if we come to the sympathy religions, we go back to the ancient Egyptian civilization, Nubes, which they were blacks. They are the first people to have pharaoh, women pharaoh.
Egypt had a woman pharaoh?
Yes. Before all kind of this Semitic religion to start, they were getting women pharaoh. They were getting women divine deities. So, but they still be mother, they still be women. So have nothing to do. And another thing I hear is a little bit contradiction between sister and brother from Suriname. She said Prophet Muhammad was cooking, and the sister said no, is a woman. There is in Islam there is woman job and there is man job. You understand? So that we in sympathy, we don't see things like that. We take woman as any kind, equal to any human being in society. Sometimes even we price them up because they are our mothers.
No, but is that reality or that is just the theory?
No, it's not theory, it's a reality. It's happened, it's documented, and there is
so
proof
how can we prove this, what you're saying? Because I haven't met yet the sympathy believers to watch really how the men treat the women or the women treat the men.
So I just try to really give you an example for Nubians. Ancient, the first civilization to exist. They were getting women pharaoh.
Yes.
They were getting women and deities. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
They were getting women, they were putting women the center, judges. You understand what I mean?
Okay.
Priests. This all starts by us. We take women equal. We don't have problem. So the problem is here gender. Gender in sympathy we say, someone come to discuss with me about gender. How can you see these things that you born a boy and you have it, you have your genetic body naturally tell you that you're a man.
Yeah.
And then you go to school and they teach you again that you're a man. You don't see that this lesson of gender in the school is bad things? I said, listen, life is going forward. We are not going back. However, you tell me that is a natural thing. Man get it, a woman get it. But today with the time, the way to use it is different. So it's worth to be teaching. But it can be in a very democratic way, not to turn it to a treachery. Treachery is English,
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. Treachery.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Don't make it as a treachery or cheating. I saw in the BBC World, they went to Lesotho, talk about gender. You know what they do? It was painful. I was shocked. They didn't went to the parent, they went to the young teenager, 13 and 14 years old, boys and girls, and interviewed them about gender.
And
This young teenager, very, very aware and prepared, what they will talk about it.
okay.
So I see for me like it's abuse. The subject is good, but there is treachery in it.
How?
Treachery
Okay.
is
We'll come back to that. You hold on to that. You want to say something?
Yeah, I would like to make clarification, I think.
Yeah.
He said that it is the natural. I think I wanted to make clear that the gender, there is a gender, the word, the definition of the gender,
Yeah.
and the sex.
Yeah.
And the sex is the biology.
Yeah.
That I'm a woman,
Yeah.
and you are a man.
Yeah.
That we born from that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That we have to keep in mind.
Exactly.
that it's two different.
Absolutely.
Sex and gender.
Yeah.
But the gender, it is not religion.
No.
It is something that the people themselves they constructed.
Trusted.
They say Zahra is a woman. Zahra, she should stay at home.
Yes.
She has to do this and that.
Exactly.
That's the way of the gender.
Yes.
That we have to understand
Absolutely,
that, you know.
yeah.
It is not that the Muslim says, you know, for me that I wanted to correct it, that I have to stay here, I have to do the way grown up my family. It's
Yeah.
not related with the Muslims.
Yes.
It's based on the cultural and traditional role between man and the woman.
Okay.
So the sex and gender it
Should be
seems to
separate.
me to be separate. It's two
Absolutely.
different
I think that is
things.
clear. Are you clear about that?
Yeah.
She just straighten out what you were
Yes.
saying earlier.
No, I'm talking about role. A role of women and the
Yeah,
role of
exactly. That is the thing
So,
we're talking about.
yeah.
The roles which have been defined by society.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's not a society. That is a natural. The role of woman.
Who made it natural?
What do you mean by
When
natural?
when a
Explain to
woman
me what
when
you
a
mean.
woman be pregnant, this is
Yeah.
natural fact.
Yes, that's
It's
natural.
That's
It's a
biology.
biology.
This
That's biology.
role of a motherhood
That's
is
biology.
a very
biology.
natural something.
Yeah.
But when we are talking gender,
Yeah.
is something different. That how can
Use
a
your
woman,
microphone,
how
please.
can a woman
Yeah.
and a man in society, you understand?
Yeah.
They can make a use,
Mhm.
you understand, of their differences together.
Okay.
And
Now,
build a society.
okay, Mr. Walmida, let me. I don't want this to distract us. Others we might miss the other important things we need to talk about. So just keep that. We might come back to it. Okay. What do you think, people, about? What do you think can be the consequences of the gender bias, which is still prevalent in some of societies, and what is presently being done to improve the gender equality? So bring us some of the consequences of practicing gender or allowing gender to influence, you know, the roles of men and women, and then what is being done now from your respective systems or communities to change the problem or to address the problem. Let me start with Rian and then I'll to Pastor Franklin.
Okay.
The consequences of the gender bias which you spoke about
Yeah.
earlier.
The consequences still be the same. The women think they are less than men
Uh-huh.
because they get that idea from the community.
Yes.
And we have to do something about it with not only education towards the girls, but towards the parents, and telling them that they're equal.
Mm.
And it's not so that a boy can do more than a girl.
Yeah.
And for that we have still, yeah, in my community I have almost finished with that.
Mm.
But still, I walk to a brick wall for from tradition,
Yes,
because
yes,
it's always
yes.
here, but tradition.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's talking as a religious leader, talking to the people, to the community, and saying what it is, and not going around the bush.
Okay.
Just straightforward, say from no, you're doing something wrong,
Yes.
and just say it.
Mhm.
And mostly they will not accept it, but if they hear it every time, and even in my community, people are standing up. Other people say, "But what you're doing is not good.
Mhm.
You can do it. You can better do it another way." So educate the parents and the grandparents.
Mm. Now, do you foresee that some of the children, at least second or third generation, who are here, raised up here, they will have this gender problem? What do you all think? You think they're going to have, or they are not going to have this gender problem?
If they will have the gender problem, they will go against their parents, because the generation that is growing up now,
Yeah.
they will not keep their mouth shut.
You know, that depends on the way the parents educate their children.
Children,
Yeah.
yes.
If,
yes.
if there are parents who still have assumption and prejudices
yes.
with regard to the question, who's the boss?
Yeah.
Mm.
If they still do that,
Mm.
then they get boys, for example, who will be the machos.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And and I say that the woman has some strengths. A woman can say, I will take care of the addition to the family.
Mhm.
If I don't want to be pregnant,
Mhm.
I use preventives.
Mhm.
Yes.
So you have the power like a woman,
Yeah.
and if she doesn't want to be pregnant again, what do you do like a man? Will you force her?
Mm.
So I think that the consequences of those things are that the man has to think about it, if this is his role to nowadays,
Mhm.
to will be the boss. Let me say it that way. If if women and men are equal,
Mhm.
then that means that the woman, just as the man, shouldn't humiliate each other
Mhm.
for showing who's the boss.
Mhm.
But they have to talk about
Thanks.
what do you do and what do I do.
Communication.
Communication
Communication.
is okay.
Yeah.
So you think my question was, you think the younger generation are better prepared to communicate and to deal with these issues
Yes.
than before?
Yeah.
But she made a point also that the way we are raising them up, like you are understanding, there are certain values which will come through naturally, whether you are living here in Holland or back in Suriname. There are certain things which will come through. You'll be fed with anyway. So you think those things will be fighting against the desire to establish gender equality in society?
I think that the gender bias
Yeah.
still exists.
Mhm.
It will be.
It will still be there for.
Yeah, it is still there, but anyway, if you compare about 20 years ago,
So
or
it's
30
much better, huh?
It's much better.
Mhm.
Okay.
And thanks for the women's activists who really did, a lot of work
Mhm.
about this inequality
Okay.
of gender issue.
Yeah.
So coming back to your question about this new generation, I think the new generation now, some of them, it is depend, as our colleague they say, it depend about the family where they come from, you know? But you know, you see it now, thanks also the social media and everything, the technology. I think this is a hope that the new generation, I can see that, you know, that the boy and the girl, they have to pay also when they eat, you know, in a restaurant. Everybody, you know, should pay also their own, you know, money, you know. While in Africa or in Somalia, the man was expecting, you know, it is also an equality that, you know, they are all students, they have to pay. Then you can see now from onward, I think there's a progress related, and I hope maybe the next generation. But in addition to that, for me, I believe that the religious leaders is a very important. They can play a great role because, you know, they have a sympathy within the community. And I think from the time for the mosque of the church, the religious leaders should be saying that this gender issue, that equality from the man and woman, is very important. And that they have to put their programs and preaches and Sundays and Fridays.
Right. Okay, let's just take a 2-minute break and I'll be back, okay?
I have to propose something. Can I do something? Oh, after music. I would like to add something about